Today our topic is how to be more present. Stoic mindfulness. Life is happening right now, in this moment, but many of us are not truly living in it. We are often lost in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. The past is gone, and the future is not here yet. The only thing we truly have is the present moment. Stoic mindfulness is a way to help us focus on the here and now, to live fully and with purpose. It is not about ignoring the past or the future, but about understanding that we cannot change what has already happened, and we cannot control what will happen. What we can control is how we respond to the present moment. This is the core idea of Stoic mindfulness. The Stoics were ancient philosophers who believed in living a life of virtue, wisdom, and inner peace. They taught that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. This idea is very powerful because it helps us to stop wasting energy on things that are outside of our power. For example, we cannot control the weather, but we can control how we dress for it. We cannot control other people's actions, but we can control how we react to them. By focusing on what is within our control, we can live more peacefully and effectively. This is the first step to being more present, understanding what we can and cannot control. One of the key practices in Stoic mindfulness is to pay attention to our thoughts and feelings. The Stoics believed that our emotions are not caused by external events, but by our judgments about those events. For example, if someone insults us, we might feel angry. But the insult itself does not cause the anger. It is our judgment that the insult is bad or unfair that causes the anger. By becoming aware of our judgments, we can change how we feel. This is not easy, but with practice, we can learn to observe our thoughts without getting caught up in them. This helps us to stay present and not be carried away by negative emotions. Another important practice is to focus on the present moment. This means paying attention to what is happening right now, without thinking about the past or the future. For example, when you are eating, focus on the taste, texture, and smell of the food. When you are walking, pay attention to the feeling of your feet touching the ground. When you are talking to someone, listen carefully to what they are saying, without thinking about what you will say next. This kind of mindfulness helps us to appreciate the small moments in life that we often overlook. It also helps us to be more effective in whatever we are doing, because we are fully engaged in the task at hand. The Stoics also believed in the importance of gratitude. They taught that we should be thankful for what we have, even if it is not much. Gratitude helps us to focus on the positive aspects of our lives and to appreciate the present moment. For example, instead of complaining about the weather, we can be grateful for the air we breathe. Instead of focusing on what we lack, we can be thankful for what we have. This shift in perspective can make a big difference in how we feel and how we live our lives. Gratitude is a powerful tool for staying present and finding joy in the here and now. One of the challenges of being present is dealing with distractions. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with information, notifications, and demands on our time. It can be difficult to focus on the present moment when there are so many things pulling us in different directions. The Stoics would advise us to simplify our lives and to focus on what is truly important. This might mean turning off our phones, spending less time on social media, or saying no to things that are not essential. By reducing distractions, we can create more space for mindfulness and presence. Another challenge is dealing with difficult emotions. Sometimes the present moment is painful or uncomfortable. We might be facing a problem at work, a conflict in a relationship, or a personal loss. In these situations, it can be tempting to avoid the present moment and escape into thoughts about the past or the future. But the Stoics would encourage us to face our emotions head-on. They believed that suffering is a part of life and that we can learn from it. By staying present with our pain, we can understand it better and find ways to cope. This does not mean that we should ignore our emotions or pretend that everything is fine. It means that we should acknowledge our feelings and work through them, rather than running away from them. The Stoics also taught the importance of self-discipline. They believed that we should train ourselves to be strong and resilient, so that we can handle whatever life throws at us. This means practicing self-control, setting goals, and working towards them even when it is difficult. Self-discipline helps us to stay focused on the present moment and to avoid being distracted by short-term pleasures or temptations. For example, if we are trying to eat healthier, we need to resist the temptation to eat junk food. If we are trying to save money, we need to resist the urge to spend on things we do not need. Self-discipline is not easy, but it is essential for living a meaningful and present life. Another important aspect of Stoic mindfulness is the practice of reflection. The Stoics believed that we should take time each day to reflect on our thoughts, actions, and experiences. This helps us to learn from our mistakes, to appreciate our successes, and to plan for the future. Reflection also helps us to stay present by bringing our attention back to what is important. For example, at the end of the day, we can ask ourselves, what did I do well today? What could I have done better? What did I learn? This kind of reflection helps us to stay grounded and to live with intention. Finally, the Stoics believed in the importance of community. They taught that we should not live in isolation but should connect with others and contribute to the common good. Being present with others means listening to them, supporting them, and sharing our experiences. It means being fully engaged in our relationships and not being distracted by our own thoughts or worries. By being present with others, we can build stronger connections and find more meaning in our lives. In conclusion, Stoic mindfulness is about living in the present moment, focusing on what we can control, and letting go of what we cannot. It is about paying attention to our thoughts and emotions, practicing gratitude, and dealing with distractions and difficult emotions. It is about self-discipline, reflection, and connecting with others. By practicing these principles, we can live more fully and with greater peace of mind. The present moment is all we have, and it is where life happens. Let us not waste it by being lost in the past or the future. Let us be here now, fully alive and engaged in the beauty of the present.